Chapter 16. Rem walked through the forest in the last direction she saw Emilia and Naruto head off to. She had some free time after helping her sister change Roswell's bandages. She walked until she found Emilia sitting on the ground with Naruto's head on her lap. She approached the two with caution, being mindful of the fact that she was approaching a warrior and a mage. "Emilia-sama, why are two here? It's dangerous at the moment," she asked, genuinely curious. As far as they knew, these two just decided to head into the forest without an explanation. "I'm sorry for worrying you, but he's exhausted after meeting Echidna, so we're taking a little break," the half-elf said as she stroked his hair. "Rem, why don't you sit with me? We haven't talked in a while." "As you wish, Emilia-sama," the blue-haired maid accepted as she sat next to her, looking at Naruto. She smiled at him because his face is so cute, almost like a looking cute fox. "How long has he been sleeping?" "An hour and a half. I was the one that asked him to sleep for a while. He's been very stressed recently," Emilia said with a smile. "Naruto is working hard for us without taking a break. That's part of the reason I wanted to take the trial again, this time without fail." She looked at Rem. "What is it, Emilia-sama?" the blue-haired maid asked, feeling like Emilia had a question for her. "What do you think of Naruto?" "To me, he's nice, silly, and stubborn. He's been through a lot and he deserves a break. That's what I think of him," the half-elf said, noticing Rem staring at Naruto, specifically, his whiskers. "You can touch them, I don't mind. Perhaps it'll give him sweet dreams." Rem looked at Emilia with a surprised look until she nodded and began to stroke Naruto's hair with her hand. "Naruto-kun is the most kind person I ever met in my life. I first thought he's a stranger and spy of the witch cult because he played you with a heart. Until then, I was wrong about him." She remembered the one time Naruto came back for her and saved her life from demon beasts. Not only did he just save her, but he also stopped her in Oni mode, which she got berserk to kill demon beasts. Naruto didn't run away to save his life. He risked his life to save her from her Oni mode and demon beasts. She always wanted to work hard until Naruto comforted her about life. His voice opened her eyes to see the light and melt her heart from freezing. Little by little she started to fall in love with him. His personality attracted her somehow and she couldn't help herself. But by the time she realized her feelings, the attraction Naruto and Emilia felt for one another was obvious to all except one another. She decided to wait and see if they fell in love with one another, and it turned out their feelings were mutual. "Naruto-kun is a hero of Konoha for what you said and what people said. He worked too hard and risked his life to save his world from evil. That's why I like him, because he's the one who can save our world. He's the one who changed me and changed you, Emilia-sama," she said as she looked at the half-elf. "Emilia-sama, I believe you and Naruto can change the future, together. I want to get something out of my chest." "Talk with me? What do you mean?" the half-elf asked, listening words from Rem carefully as she began to speak. "Emilia-sama, I fell in love with Naruto," Rem confessed as she looked at Naruto, stroking his cheek gently. After she confessed, she saw Emilia's shocking face as she looked at her. "I love him too. From the bottom of my heart, I love Naruto because he's my savior who saved me from the darkness. A savior appeared in the great darkness to protect us from evil. But I know you are the best for him." Emilia's eyes softened in empathy. She wasn't aware of her friend's feelings. For how long had she felt this way? Me? She wondered why she thought that. "I'm afraid I'll never be able to understand the pain you two went through. Both of you two have faced pain, hate, and hardships that I might not be able to heal if we entered in a relationship," Rem said as she stopped stroking and grabbed Emilia's hand. She then grabbed Naruto's hand and used Emilia's hand to hold each other. "Emilia, can you make a promise for me?" "What is it?" she asked. "Promise me you'll make him happy. Never leave his side so you two can be together. I'm sure you two are destined to greatness. It'll be an honor to serve you then, just as I do now." Rem smiled, bowing her head to Emilia. Emilia, still holding Rem's hand, was left speechless by the maid. She decided that she didn't like that she did that, worse at this moment when it was just them. She lightly lifted Rem's head with her fingers and smiled at her. "Rem, I'm impressed by this devotion you show, but please, don't bow to me when we're alone. I've come to a decision." "Thank you, Emilia-sama. Please, let me hear your decision." "I promise." Emilia accepted, making Rem smile brightly. They jumped slightly when they heard Naruto groan. His eyes opened slowly, meeting Amelia's gaze. Good evening, Naruto. Hey. Are we outside of the tomb? He noticed the dense forest surrounding them and felt the wind. Did I fall again? You don't have to worry about that again. Your head is on my lap. It isn't uncomfortable, is it? She asked with a smile. Are you kidding? More like divine pillow databao. Naruto said, hearing his girlfriend's giggle until he saw Rem is here with her the whole time. Rem? What are you doing here? Did something happen? Nothing happened, Naruto-kun. The blue-haired maid said, shaking her head gently as she stopped and looked at him. How was your feeling? I'm fine, Remington. By the way, I was surprised to see you come here to see me. Did you girls talk while I'm sleeping? We did. Amelia said as she and Rem giggled at each other. We were just talking about how cute your face is. We couldn't help it but touching your cute whiskers on your cheeks. Do I? Naruto wondered, lightly rubbing his cheeks as he looked at Remington. Really? Yes, Naruto-kun. I touched your whiskers because they're too cute. Rem said with a smile, seeing Naruto's cheeks turn red, no doubt embarrassed. This made both women giggle, neither willing to comment on what they had just talked about. Naruto blushed, looking at the two beautiful girls who had smiles on their faces. He rubbed his cheek gently with his finger as he got up from Amelia's laps. Then, both of the three silly people smiled at each other. Several hours later, Naruto and his friends gathered at the tomb. It was night once more and Amelia was practically brimming with determination. Are you sure you can do this? Naruto asked, looking at Amelia who was, once more, ready to take the first trial. The silver-haired girl nodded. She stepped forward with a fierce decision. Yes, I can. I won't fail the trial this time. She said as she grabbed his hand and held his pinky finger with hers, reminding him of their promise. Seeing Amelia's smile to Naruto, Naruto couldn't stop it but had to smile at her. Amelia's smile is too pure and beautiful. He wanted to do the trial for Amelia, but she refused his help and wanted to have a second chance. This girl could do it this time and show the world that she could lift the curse. Naruto believed in her, and she could be the best ruler. If Amelia wanted to be the next king, she needed to do this. Before Amelia is going in, her arm was grabbed by Naruto's hand as he turned her around to face him. He leaned in forward and captured her lips into a sweet kiss, holding her cheek with his hand. Amelia's eyes widened before she relaxed as she kissed him back, not afraid of being watched. After they pulled away, the silver-haired girl held his hand and placed it on her cheek to feel his warmth. Her eyes were closed, gaining the courage from him. Remember, Amelia. The hairpin I brought for you. I will always be in your heart. Naruto said as the half-elf nodded to him and began to walk in the tomb. She glanced back to him and smiled at him one more time to assure him she'll be fine and win the first trial. She now went inside the tomb and the doors closed behind her. Rem watched Amelia walk inside the tomb and looked at Naruto, who looked a little worried, no doubt thinking about the worst. She touched his arm to make him look at her and offered him a comforting smile. Are you okay, Naruto-kun? She asked. I'm okay, Remington. Thank you for asking me, but I know Amelia will pass this trial, so there's nothing to worry about. Naruto knew Amelia was capable of doing this. She now carried not only her determination but that of everyone in the sanctuary, those who wanted freedom. Hopefully, she could take strength from their plight. Speaking of worries, I don't see Lua's. Where is she? Frederica described Lua's desire to remain in the sanctuary, so the fact that she wasn't on site while someone was trying to break the barrier that kept people here was worrying. Allow me. Beatrice answered quickly. She started to drag him by his sleeve toward a seemingly random direction. Follow me. I'm taking you to see Lua's. Amelia is going to remain there for a while, so why not use the time we have on something important, Kashira? Naruto understood Beatrice's reasoning, but his worry for Amelia was great. He grabbed Beatrice's hand and sent her a questioning look, knowing she was going to understand his desire to remain by the tomb in case anything happened. As expected, she understood and sighed. Seeing him torn between both options, Rem decided to intervene. You can go, Naruto-kun. I'll stay here and wait for Amelia-sama. She said, trying to reassure him. Naruto hesitated for a second but nodded to her. He began to follow Beatrice to the forest. The blonde shinobi looked at his surroundings, wondering where Beatrice was taking him. He had been once or twice in this forest and he had never seen some of the trees they were slowly passing. Beatrice was jogging at this point and they were pretty far from the village already. They finally came out of the forest to a little clear. He noted with minor curiosity that there were signs of someone having come here recently, that and a structure. It was a dilapidated stone building on the verge of collapse. Deep in the forest, it was constructed with its back against a crag. They approached the building, giving its exterior a confirmatory glance. "Beatrice, what is this place?" he asked. He knew this place from Beatrice's memories, but he paid it no mind, not deeming it important when he was quickly looking through them. Beatrice stopped and turned around to face him. "Before we enter the building, you have to promise me you'll tell no one about this, not even Amelia. Louis trusted you," she said with a serious tone. She needed to hear him say it since once the promise was made, he wouldn't break it. "I promise, Beatrice." Naruto nodded as he was the first one to open the door by turning the doorknob. Surprisingly, the door opened with silence. "Beatrice, since where did you find this building?" "When I came here with you, Louis and I talked. The second time you met with Echidna, Louis told me of this place and said she wanted to meet you. She wanted to chat, just between you and her, but I'm staying with you. Just in case she tries anything." "I see. You and Louis must be close together before Echidna told you to stay in the library." "Indeed. It's been a while since I had a chance to see Louis." Passing through the waiting room, Naruto and Beatrice headed for the main room. They reached for the door at the end of the hallway. They were surprised when the old-looking door didn't just crumble when he opened it. They slowly went inside the room, watching out for any danger. The inside of the room, unlike the rest of the building, seemed taken care of, not surprising seeing as the only thing in this room was a large, light blue crystal, and if he squeezed his eyes he could see a silhouette at the inside of it. He inched toward it and was surprised by what it seemed to be protecting. A female with long, pink hair, she was dressed in very familiar garments and had a very familiar face. It was Louis. "What the?" The blonde shinobi said with a low voice. He had seen a lot of techniques and rituals in his world, but this was one he wasn't familiar with. He gently touched the crystal to confirm that this was indeed Louis, only to retrieve his hand when he found out that she was still alive, but she was, however, in some kind of stasis. Everything pointed at the fact that this was the real Louis, but something was amiss. "She's alive, but that's not the Louis I know, right?" "That's Louis. The original Louis," Beatrice answered, some fondness in her tone. Around 400 years ago, she agreed to participate in Echidna's experiments, resulting in the creation of clones as a part of a project to create eternal life. Naruto nodded in understanding. After all, he used clones himself, and if he were able to use true clones, he would certainly be tempted to use them for experiments. He shivered. That sounded too much like Orochimaru. The man would certainly love such a technique. "Wait a second. Louis that I met was a clone?" he asked. "Yes, Naruto. Louis you met her is a clone. But why is the original Louis in this crystal? What's Echidna's purpose with these clones?" He had to go through Beatrice's memories. It would certainly make things easier. "But what would be the fun in that?" "Allow me to explain," the familiar voice of Louis said. The two turned around to see the pink-haired girl. "Naruto, the reason I brought you here is because I sensed Echidna's trust in you. So, knowing she trusts you, I trust you as well." "Very well, I'll believe you, for now. But you still need to explain some things to me. That's why I'm here. But I don't want anyone to know of this location, so, please follow me." Louis led them outside the lone structure and began to go back to the sanctuary. He guessed that she wanted them to see the crystal to prove a point. Before Naruto exited the building, he glanced back toward the room the crystal was in. His eyes became yellow for a second only to change back just as fast. It was official, this world had no one truly able to sense energy. He now knew the secret to the barrier, but he would do nothing about it for now, if only because he didn't know how the original body would react to the crystal shattering. He guessed this was just a backup plan, for now. After discovering Louis's original body, Louis led Naruto and Beatrice back to the sanctuary and went inside an isolated house where they could chat in private. "Just sit on the bed there. I'll go get drinks for us. Naruto, you don't drink tea, so I can only offer you some water, is that okay?" Louis said. "Yes, a cup of water is fine with me," Naruto said, his voice a little nervous due to his current situation. Beatrice sat on his lap, seemingly unbothered by this simple fact, a fact that he tried to ignore. He wasn't nervous about the fact that he had a little girl on his lap, but he was a little bothered that Beatrice was sitting there. It was very easy to forget that she was a fully grown woman, hundreds of years older than him. Beatrice, not that I mind, but, do you have to sit there? Naruto asked. I don't, it's just. Beatrice grabbed his hand with her smaller ones and held it. She felt comfortable with him. It's just, you have such a strong presence. No wonder the tailed beasts trust you so much. It makes me wonder, if you leave this world behind, leave me behind. She knew that he'd been fighting with himself over the fact of which world to stay in, if he could leave at all. His memories were far easier to absorb for her, since, from her perspective, Naruto had been alive for so little time, while he had to absorb hundreds of years of knowledge, not only from her, but from Echidna's books as well. Naruto's eyes were immediately filled with comprehension and he couldn't help but gently stroke her head with his free hand. This melted her will in a second and she began to relax on his lap. It was only natural that Beatrice, someone who had been denied all forms of love, would hold on to him, the only one in hundreds of years who seemed to give a damn about her and treated her with care. It was heartbreaking how much he could see himself in this being, different as they may be. Hey, everything is going to be fine. You know I will find a way to get back here. He smiled, trying to cheer her up. He saw Beatrice smile, but he couldn't pretend this filled him with relief. That was a smile plagued with doubt, a doubt born from knowledge and emotion. But as much as he would love to prove her wrong, he had no idea if he could even get out of here, let alone come back. He would sure as hell try if it ever came to it, but, would he achieve it? The amount of knowledge he would have to absorb to even attempt to open a dimensional rift would be so ridiculous that he doubted even his father, a prodigy in the sealing arts, would be able to. He couldn't rely on Sasuke and his Rinnegan either, since there were infinite worlds out there. The chances of him finding him were slim, and them coming back would probably be difficult. He had been discussing this with the tailed beast since day one, and more doubts than answers were thrown around as to how to proceed. The topic of interdimensional travel was a pretty complex one, go figure. Honestly, now that he had Beatrice, Emilia, and the rest of their friends, he didn't want to go back, definitely visit from time to time, but he had people here that he didn't want to leave behind. His thoughts were suddenly interrupted by the sound of the door opening. I'm back with drinks. Lewis came back holding a tray with drinks as she closed the door behind her. She placed 2 cups for Naruto and Beatrice and sat down on the chair and drank her tea. Now we can talk. About that girl in crystal. Beatrice told me that was you, or rather, the original you. What I know is that Lewis agreed to participate in Echidna's experiment. But what I don't understand is if you created the clones. Naruto asked. Lewis shook her head. Oh no! The clones were created by Echidna in an experiment. She copied my memories and knowledge and shut them into the clones. However, her experiment was never completed because she was killed by the Witch of Envy. Lewis said. So, that's why. Naruto understood why the original Lewis is in blue crystal and never came out. Echidna is the only one who can complete it, but she got killed by the Witch of Envy. Come to think of it, are they more of you? Very much. There are more of us, but they're different. Each of them has a different personality. Naruto was a little surprised to learn that there's more Lewis in the sanctuary, though he wasn't as surprised as he could have been, as he used the same technique from time to time. While he knew that multiple Lewis were walking around in the sanctuary, he was still a little surprised when a second Lewis came into the room. Even though they looked the same, the new Lewis reminded him of a baby. Her energy felt blank, like that of an infant. The clone slipped on the bed without so much as a word and crawled toward him. She then wrapped her arms around his free arm. Naruto looked at her. Her face had no trace of emotion, almost as if she's empty. That's Pico. When you touched Lewis Meyer's crystal, the command "right" got converted and overwritten to you. Lewis said. Naruto blinked his eyes, and he looked at Pico who held his arm. Pico, can you let go of my arm? He asked politely. He was a little surprised that she listened to him since he didn't know she even understood him. What do you need them for? What happened to this place after Echidna's death? When Echidna was killed, the Mathers family took over and have been in charge for a very long time. I am aware that they had almost a friendship with Echidna. This contract is still valid today, and now Roswell L. Mather is managing the sanctuary. That being said, all he's been doing is circulating some goods through here so the place doesn't go into ruin, and he occasionally brings along kids in circumstances appropriate for the sanctuary as new residents. I'm kinda confused, but from what you've told me I now understand a lot more of this place. Naruto said. He heard that part about basically kidnapping children to live here against their will, and while his old self would have immediately shouted in outrage, his present self was not going to say anything about it since they were already working to break the barrier keeping everyone captive. But, why are you telling me all this? Well, Echidna trusted you, Beatrice, her creation, trusts you, and I see no reason why I shouldn't trust this information to you. You have a strong will that could certainly help this place if used right. Lewis said as she stood up from the chair and approached him. Naruto, do you mind if this could sound bold of me but, can I please touch your hand? Please don't misunderstand, I just want to see your magic, and for that I need physical contact. Naruto was confused for a second before nodding, he was still getting accustomed to calling his chakra magic. Okay, but be careful about seeing my magic and the beads. I can enter my mind to guide you. Beatrice, do you want to see them? He looked at Beatrice, who just had a surprised look. Beatrice nodded as she got off the bed and changed her grip on his hand for a more comfortable one. While she knew of them, she didn't know them personally. When their hand united, both girls saw their surroundings instantly be replaced by a very dark, massive room. There was silence for some time, only some drops of water were heard in what appeared to be an empty room. This unnerved the girls, but they sure preferred that to the grumbling they heard next. 9 entities dramatically rose to their full height, somehow remaining out of their view before then. Each one was certainly different from the one next to them. There was one noticeably bigger than the others, though the others still looked humongous and dangerous in their way. Are they the ones you mentioned? Beatrice asked with a surprised face, looking at the beasts. There was no comparison between memories and experiences. Incredible. They're strong. Lewis said, surprised. Naruto smirked at them as he turned around to greet the girls. Beatrice, Lewis, I want you to meet my friends. Naruto and Beatrice slowly made their way back to the tomb, their little reunion with Lewis finally over. It was very educational for them both, and Beatrice looked in high spirits. Seeing someone from her past sure seemed to lighten her mood. Naruto, being the person he was very worried about Amelia's test and decided that they should walk back to the tomb to see how the half-elf was doing. They finally had a clear view of the tomb's entrance when they got out of the forest. They could easily see Rem waiting for Amelia to get out. As they got closer to the maid, the doors suddenly opened and a tired Amelia got out. She seemed ready to just fall at any time. This made Naruto dash toward her to prevent her from injuring herself. He caught her when she was about to fall on her face. She was exhausted, her breath was ragged and forceful. Are you okay, Amelia? The blonde shinobi worried. The silver-haired girl tried to open her eyes to look at him, but her body didn't seem to respond to her at the moment. I'm okay. Naruto, I did it. I passed the first trial. She smiled tiredly, proud of her accomplishment. Naruto leaned in forward and kissed on her forehead softly. I'm proud of you, Amelia. I knew you can do it. But, are you really okay? You saw everything in your past. He said as Amelia nodded to him. I saw everything that happened, but I'm okay. Thank you for everything, Naruto. And I mean everything. She said, placing her hands on his chest as she leaned in forward against his chest. She heard strong and steady from his heart. I like your heart because it's strong and steady. Oh wow. Your cute face makes my heart pounding. Maybe, I should do that to your heart. His serious face changed into a thoughtful one. He, of course, knew what she was talking about, but he decided to joke a little to ease her mood. I'm being serious, silly. She let out a small giggle. It concerned him that even that seemed to tire her, but it was nothing a good night of sleep couldn't fix. I'm tired. Naruto, can you sleep with me, again? She didn't wait for his answer because sleep claimed her once she stopped talking. Of course, my lady. Naruto said before he watched her go to sleep already, fast asleep after she finished the first trial. He couldn't stop smiling at her for passing the first trial on herself. Amelia passed the first trial, but she'll have to face the second one tomorrow and the last one after she beats the second trial. To save Amelia, Naruto would do the rest of them for her because he could pass all of them. Who knows what kind would Amelia face, because the second and third would be different. It's not like the first one. Anyways, Naruto waited for too long and didn't want to be near the tomb. He began to head back the sanctuary while carrying Amelia in his arms. The silver-haired girl snuggled in his chest, bringing a pure smile as she had a good dream. The next morning, Naruto was the first person who was awake and went outside. He wanted to relax with the sun and the cold temperature he likes. So, he woke up very early, like 6 or 7 a.m. The reason why he woke up early was because he wanted to make sure Sanctuary is safe. To be honest, Naruto just wanted to go outside to relax. Morning, Naruto-kun. He was a little surprised to hear another person already up at this hour. Morning, Remington. Why are you up so early? He asked. I'm a maid, we have to wake up early to complete the daily work, at least we had to. The blue-haired maid said as Naruto motioned for her to sit next to him. She sat and there was silence for a few minutes, both just enjoying the atmosphere. You know. You look pretty good for someone who just woke up. The unexpected compliment made Rem blush lightly. That compliment came out of nowhere. She guessed he wasn't as awake as he seemed to be. Naruto chuckled at her reaction. It sure was entertaining to see someone react to compliments. Besides, he wanted revenge after they made him blush by complimenting his whiskers. His light laughs slowly turned into a bitter smile. Seeing Rem made him remember his confrontation with the archbishops and the people they attacked before them. Rem saw this and immediately figured something was wrong. Naruto, is everything okay? She asked. I should have known. I should have known that Crush was attacked by the Sin archbishops. Damn it. Naruto said, clenching his fist with anger. He knew that blaming himself for Crush's death was foolish of him, but he couldn't help it. He knew he could have done something about it if he was there at the time. Rem was worried, really worried. She understood his anger and his hatred for the Sin archbishops. Both, Naruto and Emilia, had a healthy respect for Crush, so hearing of someone attacking her was not a welcome surprise for them. That's why Rem grabbed his hand, because she didn't want him to get so angry, and even Emilia wouldn't want to see him too. Emilia would stop him from getting angry, no matter what. If there was something Rem feared was harming her loved ones in her bloodlust, at least she did until Naruto came by, swiftly ending demented state. But that was the thing, if Naruto was ever filled with too much hate against these beings, the consequences could befall upon, not only the archbishops but themselves too. Rem and Emilia wouldn't want Naruto to kill the Sin archbishops with his power of rage and hatred. Rem remembered he told her that he lost control when he saw his friends die. She could imagine if she dies, Naruto would have gone berserk and kill his enemy. For sure, he told Emilia already and she would do anything to stop him from losing his control. With Rem's luck, she's able to calm him down. Please don't blame yourself, Naruto-kun. Emilia wouldn't want this. I wouldn't want this. She said, holding his hand tightly. I'm sorry for letting my anger get over my mind. Naruto said softly as he showed his warm smile to assure her that he's not angry. And thank you, Remington. I believe your cute face stopped me from getting angry. Rem giggled at his humor as she got her nose poked by his finger. Naruto-kun is too silly. She said with a smile. Of course, I'm always silly person Databeo. Naruto smiled before he noticed Rem's hands were cold. So, he began to hold her hands together with his both hands and warmed them with his warmth. Rem blushed when she saw him grab her hands, and his hands warmed her hands. Though, she admitted they are so warm and wanted him to hold her hands like that when she gets cold. Remington. Yes. I don't know what the future is going to bring us, but I promise I'll try to make you happy. Gosh, I'm such a stupid guy. Naruto-kun, you already made promises to me. And besides, Emilia told me I could trust you with her. Naruto took a moment to truly understand what Rem just told him, and when he did he was shocked. Really? When? He asked. It was yesterday, while you were sleeping we were talking about you. Emilia-sama was surprised and I explained to her what happened. Don't worry about it, she isn't mad. Oh. Naruto surprised with a blush as he gave himself a slight scratch on his cheek. He felt a little awkward when Rem told Emilia that she's in love with him already, and Rem kissed him. Okay. I guess she's okay with that. Well. I hope my mom doesn't find out about that. He mumbled at the end of the sentence. Did you say something? Rem asked. Nothing. Nothing. Naruto smiled, he was sweating a little and giving her 2 thumbs up. Anyways, what happened next? Anyways, what else did you guys talk about? Well, we were just talking and talking until you woke up from Emilia-sama's laps. Nothing important. Talking about you, and that's all. Rem said with a smile as she leaned against his shoulder, holding his hand with her hands. Thank you, Naruto-kun. For what? For everything. So how's everything going? Naruto asked Frederica. Everything is great so far. I'm happy to see Garfield and the sights aren't that bad. The blonde maid said, drinking a cup of tea. Thank you for everything, Naruto. I wasn't sure if I wanted to come here, but you convinced me, and for that, I'm grateful. She was truly in debt with this man. Hey. It's what I do to make people feel better. There's no need for you to do that, Databeo. Naruto's still not used to someone bowing to him from Frederica. This is getting embarrassed by her for bowing to him. Frederica's bond with him grows so quick and she remains loyal to him. Man, she's a very trusty and respectful woman in Roswell's maid, but now she trusts Naruto instead of him. Well, he did tell her that he will find her mother by using Sennin mode to sense her mana or aura if she is magic. Maybe that's why she became like that and showed respect to him. Changing the subject, how'd it happen? You and Amelia becoming a couple. We became a couple 2 days ago. It wasn't anything super romantic, I guess we just clicked. Naruto said as he scratched the back of his head. I'm guessing Amelia told you about us. It was Rem who told me about you too, but I asked Amelia the next day. She seems happy with your relationship, as happy as she can be considering you've been together for 2 days. Yeah, I am too. Naruto said with a light-hearted smile, remembering how happy the half-elf looked these days, as opposed to her insecure self. Her smile is too pure and cute that can make him feel better. Believe it, Amelia has a beautiful smile in the world, and screws those men that don't know how to treat her property. They're stupid to hate her just because she's a half-elf and appearance like Sad Ella. If Naruto was here and heard them, he would kick their asses whenever they tried to insult her. He was being for real and he will kick their asses. But Amelia would be very mad at him for hurting them, he still's going to do it anyway. Naruto made a thought he would bring Amelia to his world and meet his friends. They're very good people and it'll be very good for Amelia to have her experience with them. It would be nice to have her meet his parents, for sure they would love to meet her. His mother wouldn't mind if he could marry Amelia. Thinking about marrying Amelia, Naruto just realized he wanted to marry her because she's his world and everything. He couldn't help but have a blush on his cheeks and he could hear laughing from Bijus in his mindscape. Damn them, but they were right about it. Naruto? The voice brought Naruto out of his head. Sorry, too many thoughts in my head. Did you tell your brother that we're leaving the sanctuary after the trials? He asked her. Yes, I did. I told Garfield, and he's ready to leave when this is over, but he says he needs some time to get accustomed to the idea. That was a lot quicker than I thought. What made him change his mind? I explained everything to him, and it seems he's ready to explore the outside world. And considering that I have your help in finding my mom, I don't think I can ever repay your services to me. Frederica said as she bowed to him, but he waved his hands to stop her. Frederica is serious and really wanted to pay back to Naruto for helping her to find her mother. He did everything for her and her little brother Garfield because the sanctuary needs his and Amelia's help to save everyone. Naruto and Amelia are the only ones who will do everything to save demi-humans until they get rid of the barrier. Frederica would give the credits to Naruto because he's the one that inspired her to come back to her homeland and see Garfield. Amazingly, he wanted to help demi-humans by taking the trial, but he let Amelia take it. She thought it'll be easy to have him take the trials, but he wouldn't want this to Amelia. Well, it was Amelia's choice to retake it. The half-elf passed her first trial from the tomb last night and believed she could finish all of them. She passed the first one because Naruto believed in her and she can do it. Hey sis. I just got back from my work, Captain. What are you doing here? Garfield surprised when he saw Naruto talking with his big sister. The blonde shinobi had a brief memory of a kid who called him boss, before realizing that it was Garfield who talked to him. Captain? Me? He asked, pointing at himself. Yeah, this is very awkward. After Frederica told me everything about you, that you wanted to help us look for our mother, I started to respect you as a comrade or a friend. But, I called you Captain because you're a good man who helped me and my family. Garfield said as he fisted on his chest. Oh, thanks? Naruto wasn't sure how to respond, but he nodded anyway. He felt a rush of memories suddenly appear on his mind and an unfamiliar mana was suddenly revealed to him somewhere in the forest. While it didn't feel like the witch cult, something wasn't right in the sanctuary. Naruto? Frederica asked. Something isn't right. Garfield, I want you to check the barrier. Make sure no one's outside. Naruto ordered seriously. Huh? I checked already, you want me to check again? Garfield asked. Yes, this is serious. I sensed an unfamiliar magic signature. I want you to check the barrier again, and please, be careful. Whatever you do, don't attack. Just report to me. Naruto said. He put great emphasis on not attacking them since unlike him some people wouldn't hesitate to rip him to pieces, and they would be justified since Garfield attacked first. Gotcha, Captain. He said. What's going on? Is it witch cult? Frederica asked. No, it's something else. Warn Ram and the others. They need to be prepared. After Garfield left to check the barrier, Naruto warned everyone to be on the lookout for an unknown individual that could potentially be dangerous. Naturally, families immediately went to their houses for safety. Some reinforced clones would look over them in the meantime. Once all villagers were gone inside their homes, they went to meet the others to face this new, potential, threat. They finally reached their house after warning the villagers, and as expected everyone was already in the living room, their energies were screaming danger. All of them were on edge and ready to just attack anything resembling some kind of enemy. While he was in the process of warning the villagers, he entered the Sennin mode and he found out something very disturbing, Daphne's energy. That could only mean one thing. Naruto-kun, everyone is here. Rem said. The blonde shinobi nodded to her and looked at the people in the basement. I will come back when it's over. He said as he clapped his hands once and the doors closed on them. Then, Naruto and Rem nodded to each other before they headed back to the village. They reached the village, meeting Emilia and the others who were supposed to be here after they had the assignments from Naruto. He saw Emilia who just came out of the house and approached him now. Beatrice and Luis came in the time from the forest, but Garfield is probably busy checking out the barrier. Frederica is with Ram and they're somewhere in the forest, however, they should be back right now. Right before Naruto and Rem arrived here, Naruto had already entered Sennin mode and searched for the enemy inside or outside of the barrier. He's right about no witch cult outside of the barrier, but he felt definitely evil inside the barrier because it's already in. This is very strange here. With his Sennin mode, he found a very familiar creature that Echidna explained to him about the 3 great demons. How was everyone? Emilia asked. Everyone is safe in the basement. The enemy won't find them. Naruto replied. What's going on? Is the witch cult coming? Emilia asked. No, it's something else. I might know who it was. One of the 3 great demons has entered the sanctuary. He said as Rem and Emilia looked in shock at him, noticing their expression. He's being for real now and things are serious. Do you know what it was? I know 3 of them. Rem said. Yeah, I think I know what it was. It was called Dash. Naruto and the 2 girls turned around as they saw Garfield who ran and finished his assignment to check the barrier. They approached him and wanted to hear from him. How was it? Naruto asked. Nothing. I told you that I already checked it, but... Garfield said, turning into the serious tone and his expression. I noticed something wrong while running through the forest. There were no animals. Then Naruto's fears were right. Just when he was about to explain to the other what their threat was, he saw on the window something that made his blood turn cold considering at what distance they were from it. Everyone tensed in preparation when they saw Naruto draw his kunai. They watched the window for any trace of their enemy but only found a cute-looking bunny looking at them. It had a small horn on its forehead and it was completely white. A rabbit? What is it? Emilia said before Naruto dashed and slashed at the rabbit with his kunai, effectively pushing it away from the house. Don't hesitate. This rabbit is an Usagi, one of the 3 great demon beasts. Naruto said as he looked at the forest scanning the area with his Sennin mode. He was already out the door, not even looking at the bloody corpse of the rabbit beside him. He knew there'll be more coming in this direction. He opened his hand to create a Rasengan, preparing to face the horde of Usagi because they cannot be killed and in endless numbers. He saw his friends are prepared to face them, too, but it's too impossible for them to fight them all. Usagi will keep coming and multiplying unless every last one is killed. He could destroy all of them by using Rasen Shuriken or more powerful than that to destroy them. But, he can't use it in this place because he could destroy and ruin everything. That means there's a chance he could destroy the tomb and no more trials. Or he could use Gudadama to obliterate the Usagi but can't show it to everyone. Naruto, I have an idea. Beatrice said. Instead of killing them right here, I can send them to a different dimension. Really? That's a good idea, Naruto said as he looked at the horde of rabbits. He took her hand in his, and she knew exactly what was going to happen. Red-looking mana suddenly appeared, surrounding her entire body. She felt stronger than before, and with this red chakra Naruto gave her, she was able to create a large portal and sent the horde of Usagi into a different dimension. Beatrice opened her hand and glared at the horde of rabbits as it began to open the large portal for them to get sucked inside. However, this ain't over yet for them because Naruto planned something. The shinobi created a raisin shuriken, the same one he used against Madara. He told Beatrice to hold the portal open and threw it inside before the portal closed. Well, that was easy, Naruto answered, honestly underwhelmed. While he was relieved this was handled rapidly, he expected more of a demon beast. It seemed like it just had numbers and nothing else. What did you do to them? Emilia asked. Beatrice sent them to a different dimension and I destroyed all of them. Just in case nobody finds them, Naruto said. Several hours later, Naruto and his friends went back to the tomb. It was time for Emilia to take her second trial. This time there wasn't so much hesitation, so, when the doors opened for her, she just entered without so much as a word. Naruto smiled at her and wished her good luck before he went back to Sanctuary. Ram and the others stayed behind to wait for Emilia returns, but Naruto had something for Roswell after Echidna revealed his plan. Naruto, what are you doing here? Ram's surprised a bit to see him, but his mood isn't in a good mood when he sees Roswell resting on the bed. Glaring at him with his death stare, it looks like he's going to kill him. Ram doesn't know what's going on between Naruto and Roswell, but she knows he's going to kill Roswell-sama. She was going to stop him from approaching her master, but her master waved his hand to tell her to let Naruto enter the house. Oh my, it looks like someone isn't in a good mood, Roswell said with a smirk as he got up from the pillow and looked at Naruto. Tell me, what do you need? Naruto tilted his head to the man, looking at him with seriousness. Why did you lie to Emilia? You made a promise to her that you would help her become Lugnika's ruler so she could get the dragon's blood to save the elves. He asked. I don't like people who lie to others, especially those who lie to innocent people. You used her to get dragon's blood so you can resurrect your teacher, Echidna. So, you asked Echidna about me. I didn't expect you would ask her about me, and she told you all about me. Roswell said. I figured you would say that. Naruto said as he pulled the chair and sat on it. Now, tell me. Did you send the assassin Elsa to kill Emilia? What was your purpose? His eyes turned red, just for intimidation purposes. Oh my. You're angry at me. So this is your true power. It seems like I have been exposed by my teacher. Allow me to tell you why I hired Elsa. I did it because of the gospel. Roswell said as he showed Naruto a gospel in his hand. You killed Elsa to protect Emilia's life, which explains why she didn't report to me. When I first met you, I realized my purpose was to make you and Emilia become friends or lover. According to the gospel, you two needed to meet as part of the path towards Echidna's revival, and what better way to meet than in a life or death situation? Naruto narrowed his eyes slightly at his goal and wouldn't say that he's lying to him. Not only did you need us, but you were behind Ram and Ram's village before saving their lives from witch cult. Of course, you were following the gospel. He said as he clenched his fists, getting noticed by Roswell. Roswell knew that telling Naruto his goal could piss him off. I understand your anger, Naruto, but I ain't giving up until I resurrect my teacher. You know I can't give up my goal, he said as he noticed Naruto's eyes changed into demonic eyes. His whiskers have grown thicker and his spiky hair has turned wild. If you ever hurt Emilia or Ram, I'll fucking kill you with no mercy. Even if you can use 6 elements when you're full health, you can't stand a chance against me. Actually, I could kill you right now. Naruto said, raising his chakra up without realizing Ram is still here but noticed right now. Ram, do me a favor. Leave the room and don't interfere with us. That's the first time Ram gets scared of Naruto's true power and orders what he told her. She tried to stand against him but her body warned her not to fight him. His Manano, his chakra overwhelmed her and Roswell because she feared Naruto could actually win and kill Roswell. After Ram left them alone, Naruto turned around to Roswell, still sitting on the bed. He's injured, but Naruto had to be realistic about this. It wasn't a fair fight with Roswell's injury, so he decided. I'll heal you first and then we fight somewhere else. I don't want to destroy the sanctuary. Naruto said. The challenge may have come out of nowhere, but he decided that he needed some justice after the whole heart stab thing. Very well. I'll show you. But be warned, I won't hold back. Neither will I. Emilia-sama, are you okay? Rem asked, helping the half-elf on her feet after she passed the second trial. I'm okay. I'm getting used to it. Emilia said as she looked ahead at the forest, worried about not seeing Naruto. Where's Naruto? He didn't say, he just vanished. Rem said, feeling unsure about Naruto's location. He always tells her where he is going before leaving. The same feeling Emilia had, she knew Naruto so much and always tells Rem or her where he is going. Emilia started to get worried, really worry about him. Something is off about him before she went inside the tomb, but he didn't tell Rem that he was going to be away. This feeling is strange, and it warns her about Naruto. Emilia and Rem walked downstairs until they saw Rem. They were surprised by her presence. The girl was almost a ways on Raoul's room, so they approached the pink-haired maid. Sister? Rem asked, wondering why is her sister here. She thought she's staying with Roswell to take care of his injuries, but she's here. Rem nodded to her little sister and looked at Emilia, who came from the second trial. Emilia-sama, I must apologize, but I have a request to make. She said as Emilia's eyes widened. Eh? What happened? It's so uncommon for you to apologize. She said. I think the same. However, now is the first time that I bow my head to you sincerely. Ram said. I did not believe that you would come to stand. The trial had broken your spirit, you lost the great spirit who was your support until Naruto comforted you in your broken state. You have not yielded yet because of him. Emilia says nothing but she listens to Ram's words. Though, it's very nice of Naruto to comfort her in her broken state and tell her not to give up. She couldn't hold herself but smiled about him because he's such a sweet, gentle, cutie, and kind-hearted person. She confessed her feelings to him and kissed him. She placed her hands on her left chest to feel her heart. Feeling so much love for Naruto because he's her guardian angel and guardian knight. Without saying words, Emilia nodded to Ram that he's the best boyfriend in the world. Ram knelt before Emilia. Whenever she demonstrated politeness around Emilia up to now, however insincere the sentiment may have been, it was always by grasping her skirt and performing a curtsy. Something within the scope of a maid's duties. But this time is different. This is the ultimate demonstration of politeness, where anyone living in this world illustrates all the respect that they have. I ask of you, Emilia-sama. Please save my master, Roswell-sama. Save Roswell? He is too preoccupied with his past. This is a curse of delusion, which has kept his heart bound for a long, long time. Perhaps I would have been happy even if he never cast his gaze upon me, and never regard me as more than a tool to accomplish that delusion. I would have been happy. Ram bared her heart to Emilia. Beneath her expressionless mask, she may have been holding this wish the entire time. Emilia-sama, Naruto is going to kill Roswell. He found out about his true intentions. What? Emilia shocked, covering her mouth with her hand in shock. There's no way. I told Naruto not to do anything so reckless. He knew everything about Roswell's plan. Naruto is very angry and going to kill him. Ram said. Emilia-sama, you are the only one who can stop Naruto from killing him. Please stop him and save Roswell. The words made Emilia slivers. She felt like a shock to her bloodstream, enough to imagine that a hand is jolting her heart once, twice. Naruto is going to kill Roswell because he wanted to protect her. She knew him so much and his past. Emilia is the only one who can stop Naruto from killing Roswell. She didn't want him to kill him because it wasn't right to kill her attendant that helped her a lot. Ram begged her to stop Naruto and Roswell before Naruto could kill him because he's way more powerful than him. Very well, I will save Roswell. She said. Show me where they are right now. After Emilia decided to save Roswell, she and the others were on their way to find Naruto and Roswell before things got out of control. They passed through the sanctuary and kept going in a straight direction, feeling the powerful chakra and mana clash each other. However, the chakra is more powerful than the mana. A huge wind almost blasted them away as they managed to stand against that. Since it stopped, they kept going until they reached the place where they were fighting in. They were shocked at how much damage they caused. So many trees are destroyed. Naruto, stop. Emilia yelled, looking at Naruto stares down at Roswell as she ran toward and grabbed his arm to stop him. She saw his head turns as he looked at her with his sun-colored eyes. Enough. Please. After hearing Amelia's voice in his mind, he closed his eyes and took a deep breath for a few times, trying to calm himself. When he reopened his sun-colored eyes, he grabbed Amelia's hand gently, and his mood wasn't angry at all. It's okay, Amelia, I wasn't planning to finish him off. Naruto apologized as he looked at Roswell with new injuries on his body. Don't worry about him, I'll heal him in no time. Why don't you just finish me off? Roswell asked, coughing blood from his mouth. I told you the truth. I am trying to kill you. I let it happen to Rem and Ram's village. I let it happen to my mansion and the village. Naruto didn't speak to him, but he picked the gospel he dropped from the battle. Looking at the gospel, it pissed him off, so he destroyed it by using lava chakra with his arm to melt it. He turned to Ram, nodding to her as she approached Roswell. Are you still mad? Amelia asked. Nope, I'm not mad, Amelia. Naruto said as his eyes turned back to normal. How was your second trial? It was fine and I beat it, Naruto. Amelia said as she looked at Ram, helping Roswell up and bringing him back to the sanctuary. Thank you for not killing him. I do it for you and Remington. Thank you, Naruto/Naruto-kun. Amelia and Ram said in the same, smiling at him. This is it. Amelia took a deep breath, getting ready to take the last trial. She was nervous, but she understood that fighting against the trial was foolish. The next day has already passed. Amelia had enough for resting before the nightfall. If she beat the last trial, the barrier would be over, and everyone could be free. Then, the trial would be no more and won't have to do it again. Before Amelia was going in, Naruto stopped her from entering the tomb. Naruto? The half-elf asked as she looked at her boyfriend. Let me do this one, Amelia. Naruto said. What? This one is different. It bothers me. I think it'll be a good idea to have me take the last trial. Hearing that he's taking the last trial, Amelia shivered and got scared that he won't be returning from the tomb when he takes the final trial. Her hands trembled as she grabbed Naruto's hand to prevent him from entering in, but he removed her hands and leaned in forward to kiss her lightly. I'll be fine, Amelia. It'll be quick. Just wait for me outside and then you'll see me. Okay? Naruto asked. Okay. Wait. Amelia stopped him as he turned around to her with a what's up look on his face. She placed her hand on his chest, closing her eyes. May the blessing of the spirits be with you. She prayed as she opened her eyes and smiled at him. After Naruto received a blessing from her, he smiled at her before he entered the tomb to finish the final trial. The doors are closed from everyone, which means Naruto had started. Standing here outside and waiting for Naruto, Amelia wasn't too comfortable about this. She felt strange in her feelings and stung in her heart, warning her something about Naruto. The air changed when she looked it up to feel it. No wind, but she could only felt the dread. It's silent with no insects and birds. Amelia-sama. The half-elf turned around to Frederica, who called her name and ran toward her. What is it? She asked. Good news. The barrier is gone. Now, everyone is free to go home. She said. After Frederica announced everyone the good news, Amelia turned around to the tomb and ran toward it. That was quicker than she thought it was, but she's happy for Naruto that he beat the final trial. She pushed the doors open when she's there and went inside to find him lying on the ground, which she found him unconscious here. Something isn't right here. Amelia can't find Naruto unconscious around in the tomb, looking around everywhere. She usually found him lying on the ground when he finished meeting Echidna, but things are different. She blinked her eyes for seconds, but she started to get worried, really worried. Amelia never had this much feeling in her life. She laughed a bit, thinking this is some kind of prank from him. Just now a couple of seconds, this is not a prank because Naruto wouldn't stay for that long. It's so dead silent. Amelia felt her hands tremble with fear. Her heartbeat is pounding so fast with fear like she faced the first try of the trial. Was this illusion what she saw? Or was this dream she had it now? Her fear answer is, no, because she can't feel Naruto's presence here. Her anxiety was getting worse as she looked around one more time looking for Naruto, but she couldn't find him here. She tried to sense his chakra, but no sign of his chakra. And Naruto? I know you're hiding from me. Please don't play with me. She said, looking for him until she found a headband on the ground. Her eyes widened in shock and horror as she ran toward it and picked it up. Naruto. Naruto. Her tears have started streaming on her face. Amelia ran around the area looking for him, but he's nowhere to be found. She dropped down to her knees, looking at the headband in worry and confusion. She shook her head and began her search again. Naruto, where are you? If you want to support me, check out my Patreon at https://www.patreon.com/Kayashin. I tend to polls that decide important plot stuff in my Patreon. Many thanks to my awesome patrons. Ben Phillips.
If you like this content, don't forget to like and subscribe. See you later, bye bye.